Liberty Media RL Radio Station. Now live cue music now.
Okay, it's going to be a jam-packed 2 hours, people. I've got 2 monologues and a playlist of close to an hour of music that I want to play that's appropriate for the monologues. Plus, the title should tell it all to you. This episode's called From OS Tribalism to AI Critique, the logic behind our tech fights. Let's kick it off.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
Turn it up, feel the sound, break the chains. Your voice, your choice, no data in vain. Liberty tunes where the free arts collide. Own your story, let your soul decide. Own your data, rock your freedom loud. Sing it high, stand up proud. Liberty tunes where the truth's alive. Freedom's anthem where dreams survive.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the show. Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever it is for you. I want to start off today with a confession. For 15 years, I've worn a badge of honor. I've been an open source warrior, a Linux Luddite, a proud hater of Microsoft and Apple. My desktop was Open Mandriva, and you'd have to pry that Open Mandriva distro from my cold, dead hands. I once tried Windows 10 for 2 weeks, back when it first came out, and I hated every second. I wiped it out with a righteous fury. This wasn't just a tech preference, it was a creed. And I still am all of those things. But here's the confession. I'm currently running a stripped-down version of Windows 11. I've been on it for 3 weeks, and I'm happy. It's functional. It's stable. It's letting me get my job done. Let me get my work done. The moment I realized I didn't want to reboot back into my old Linux partition, a wave of guilt washed over me. I felt like a traitor. I felt like I abandoned my principles, my community, my entire identity. Why? Because I was steeped in tribalism. And I'm not talking about some fringe philosophy. I'm talking about the single most destructive force in modern life, in every single corner of our existence. The universal poison of tribalism. We think of tribalism as a political problem, and it absolutely is. I mean, look at Washington, D.C. or any capital in the world. It's not about finding the best solution. It's about scoring points for my team. Once you join the blue team or the red team, your primary function is not to seek the truth, but defend the group. But tribalism is far more pervasive. In religion, it's not about faith. It's about defining the heretic. In business, it's not about market quality. It's about brand loyalty. Coke versus Pepsi, Ford versus Chevy, Microsoft versus Apple. And in our world, the world of tech, it's Mac versus Windows versus Linux versus the BSDs, and then it's even the distro wars. In the endless, pointless argument between KDE and GNOME, it's the instant dismissal of a project just because it uses Electron or Systemd or because it's backed by a big corporation. It's the assumption that anyone who uses a Mac is a sheep and anyone who uses Windows is a spy. Tribalism brainwashes us by training us to outsource our critical thought to the group. Think about how it works. 1, it destroys critical thinking. Once you are loyal to a tribe, the facts are secondary. Your tribe tells you that the operating system is inherently evil, or that politician is a saint, your mind then performs cognitive acrobatics to twist every incoming piece of information to confirm the tribe's narrative. You stop asking, is this true? And start asking, does this help my team win? 2, it replaces truth with loyalty. Your job, your highest moral calling, becomes defending the wall of the tribe, not finding the truth outside of it. The moment you look at the enemy's side and say, wait, they have a good point, or this tool actually works better, you risk being cast out, and for humans, rejection is a primal fear. 3, it feeds the echo chamber. The more you defend your tribe online, the more the algorithms feed you content that validates your beliefs, creating a comfortable, reinforced prison of your opinion. You become aggressively ignorant of any other perspective. You believe the other side is just wrong, but actively malicious. I realized my guilt wasn't about betraying my morals. It was about betraying my tribe. My core belief that the enemy was unusable was being shattered by my own positive lived experience. The dissonance, the discomfort, that was the sound of my personal tribe crumbling around me. We have to stop. We have to call this out as the universal poison it is. The biggest tragedy of tribalism is that it stops progress. In politics, it stops compromise. In technology, it stops us from looking at the best tools, no matter who made them. For 15 years, my ideology had more control over my computer than I did. I was willing to use a tool that demanded more effort, less convenience, and less stability at times, simply to uphold a banner for a community that had given me an identity. But here's the reality I want everyone to embrace. I took the tool the enemy made, quote-unquote enemy. I applied my open source skills, my skills of customization, scrutiny, and deep configuration, and I molded it into a stable, non-intrusive environment. I used a debloat script to strip away the corporate bloat and surveillance bullshit, and I'm using the exact same open source software on it that I used on Linux. Brave Browser, GIMP, Kid 3, Nextcloud, Audacity, Mixed DJ Console, OBS Studio, SoundDux, LibreOffice, etc., etc. I didn't surrender my principles. I merely changed the platform on which I enacted them. The proprietary shell is simply a base layer. My principle is control, and I have achieved my control. The fact that the base layer is Windows 11 instead of a Linux is only important to the tribe, not to my productivity. I don't create content or do these shows online to gain popularity, get a paycheck, or any kind of recognition. I do it because it's fun to do, to show you that you don't have to be a techie genius to use them, and to at least spark a thought in your brain that will make you think about yourself and your abilities as a human. So here's my call to action for everyone listening in whatever platform you're listening on. Oh, crap. I copied the wrong spot. Where did it go? I lost my spot. Dang it. I hate when I do that. Screw it. Let's play a song until I can figure out what I did. Oh, I hate when that happens. Here you go. Brand new by Revel, 2-minute hate cycle.
Lock on target. Shut the ticket, shut the scroll, watch the average on patrol. They got the trigger on your feet, controlling every single soul. It's a perfect engine, venom, a digital adrenaline shot from the fringe, bitty scandal to the headline getting hot. We prevail a diamond, yeah, we drop the last distraction, trading anger for the new thing for a temporary satisfaction. You were mad about the market, now you're mad about the meme. It's the electronic current of a manufactured dream. They feed you the outrage just to keep your focus low. So you never look beyond the curtain, never see the hidden show. They got your volume turned all the way to 10. You're yelling at the screen and you do it all again. You think you're choosing your fight, no, you're choosing your cage. Welcome to the clockwork rhythm of the modern media. 2-minute hate cycle. Watch Ollie running low. Throw away the old fire. Watch the new fire glow. 2-minute hate cycle. Yeah, the energy is back. They give us the target so we don't know what to take. The narrative is disposable, the fury is a coin. We gotta be divided, gotta show them where we join. The algorithm image in your blood, pressure spike from the cultural cannon to the politician you don't like. The last conspiracy faded, the land is done, so they drop our precious ass and keeping you under the gun. You spent 3 days screaming, now the talk is completely new. Fighting shout-outs, even getting power to the field. We're so good at the outrage, we forgot how to resist. Locked inside the rapid fire with a furious shaking fist. They got your volume turned all the way to 10. You're yelling at the screen and you do it all again. You think you're choosing your fight, no, you're choosing your cage. Welcome to the clockwork rhythm of the modern media age. 2-minute hate cycle. Clock's already running low. Throw away the old fire. Watch the new fire glow. 2-minute hate cycle. Yeah, the energy is back. They give us the target so we don't know what to take. 2-minute hate cycle. Clock's already running low. Throw away the old fire. Watch the new fire glow. 2-minute hate cycle. Yeah, the energy is back. They give us the target so we don't know what to take.
They don't care what you hate. Only that you hate the pivot is the power. The rage is the battery. Look at the clock. It's already time for your next instruction.
They got your volume turned, we're turning it down. We dumb it in between, living dumb it all in bunch. You should be choosing your fight, now you're choosing your cage. Welcome to the clockwork rhythm of the modern media age. 2-minute hate cycle. Clock's already running low. Throw away the old fire. Watch the new fire glow. 2-minute hate cycle. Yeah, the energy is back. They give us the target so we don't know what to take. 2-minute hate cycle. Clock's already running low. Throw away the old fire. Watch the new fire glow. 2-minute hate cycle. Yeah, the energy is back. They give us the target so we don't know what to take. Last line, my feet is bleeding, truth and poison. I can't decide to try. Market crash, climate change, algorithm abuse. Is it rage or is it fear? What filter do I choose? It's streaming panic and aging. The signals are crossing fried. Every microaggression and trauma. There's no one left to hide. Data overdose, running hot. The logic is broken and skewed. Every time, not corrupted. Every statement misconstrued. Hey! The signal is scrambled. The inputs are fighting. The system is failing. The noise is too loud. I'm losing the structure. I'm drowning in feeds. I can't find the exit. I can't find the breath. Tragic overdose. The mind is shutting down. Too much input to process. I'm wearing a digital crown. Tragic overdose. Every story conflicts. I'm trapped in the chaos that the algorithm predicts. Conspiracy 1, debunked by conspiracy 7. The news cycle spinning faster than a thought sent up to heaven. They weaponize your focus, they monetize the split, leaving zero space for silence, nowhere you can sit. My bandwidth is burned out, my connection is failing fast. I'm stuck on the loop from yesterday, designed to permanently last. Is this a crisis of continuity or a trend? I don't know where the information starts or where the madness ends. Yeah. The signal is scrambled, the inputs are fighting. The system is failing, the noise is too loud. I'm losing the structure, I'm drowning in feeds. I can't find the exit, I can't find the breath. Crushing overdose. The mind is shutting down, too much input to process. I'm wearing a digital crown. Overdose. Every story conflicts. I'm trapped in the chaos that the algorithm predicts. from the static.
I'm drowning in feeds. I can't find the exit. I can't find the breath. Chronic overdose. The mind is shutting down. Too much input to process. I'm wearing a digital crown. Overdose. Every story complex. I'm trapped in the chaos that the algorithm predicts. Overdose. The mind is shutting down. Too much input to process. I'm wearing a digital crown. Overdose. Every story complex. I'm trapped in the chaos that the algorithm predicts.
Okay, just remember, technology, you're always one control V away from total screw up. Okay, so back to the monologue. So here's my call to action to everyone listening in whatever tribe or platform you feel pressure to belong to. It's time to become a pragmatist. Stop letting labels, brands, communities, or identities dictate your choices. If you're using a tool that causes you more headache than peace, you are sacrificing your personal productivity to uphold someone else's political agenda. Whether it's a desktop environment, a car brand, a piece of fitness equipment, or a philosophical, position. Number one, find what works for you. Don't worry about what the forum says. Don't worry about the online review that calls you a shill or a sheep. Your life, your time, and your productivity are too important to sacrifice for a badge. 2, use the damn tool. If Windows 11 lets you edit your videos faster, use it. If an iPhone lets you stay in contact with your family more easily, use it. If a specific political approach actually cleans up your town, support it, regardless of the party label. 3, be ethical while doing it. This is the most crucial part. Freedom is not an excuse for malice. Your personal independence from the tribe does not give you permission to be cruel or deceitful. Use the tool, but use it with integrity. Be fair, be honest. And if you realize something is spying on you or acting maliciously, then fix it or drop it. You maintain your standards, not the tribe's. My 15-year fight was noble in its intent, but it became tribal in its practice. I was fighting the banner, not the code. I am no longer fighting for a logo. I'm fighting for functionality, control, and peace of mind. I have my control, and now I'm getting my work done. I encourage you to do the same. Find your tool, use it well, and let the rest of the world argue about the label. But to do that, you need one final weapon. The most powerful tool you were ever given, your brain. The tribalists in politics, in tech, in every corner of the media are not after your loyalty. They are after your intellectual independence. They want you to turn off the critical part of your mind and simply repeat the group's approved talking points. They want you to stop processing information and start performing allegiance. Don't let them kill your brain. Your greatest defense against the tribal mindset is your critical thought. When a tribalist screams that a person, a product, or an idea is 100% bad or 100% good, that is your signal to stop and think. Because in reality, nothing is 100%. There's always nuance, there's always a trade-off, and there's always a hidden motive. So for the weeks and months to come, use your brain against tribalists. When your community tells you to hate something, use the brain to try it yourself. When your news feed tells you the other side is demonic, Use your brain to find a source that explains their motivations. When your platform tells you your decision is wrong, use your brain to evaluate your own positive experience. Be the ultimate independent thinker. Test the code, ignore the banner, and demand control over your own tools and your own thoughts. You can maintain that intellectual autonomy. The tribes will lose their power over you, and you will find your own peace. Now, this is where I was going to play the music, but, you know, it is what it is, because I screwed up my notes. What I did was I wrote the monologue, both monologues that I'm going to do today, wrote them all out. And as usual, I used AI to, proofread and edit and, kind of spice it up a bit and take away my truck driver mouth and make it sound like I'm a professional and know what I'm talking about. Not that I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean. I used it to turn it in. I use AI every day in the day job. And if it wasn't for AI in the day job, I would have gotten fired a long time ago because just the way that I talk. I mean, I drove truck for 30 years, and you could imagine after being alone in a truck for 30 years, talking to myself and screaming at four-wheelers, how bad my language is. It's just, yeah. Especially when my job is that I call other truck drivers and tell them how they screwed up their logs and what not to do. And when they do something really, really stupid, I have to be the one to tell them that. And it's very hard for me to talk without dropping the F-bomb a lot, because I curse a lot. And yeah, that's just the way that it is. I mean, I can't help that. I'm probably never going to be, I'm 55 now, so if I'm going to be a quote-unquote professional type person, yeah, I can't talk. I have to keep my mouth shut. This AI has saved my ass that way quite a few times. But anyways, I digress. What I did was I used Obsidian for my show notes, and somehow or another I did a Control-C and Control-V on the wrong document and ended up mixing like 3 different pages, and it didn't work out real good. So, yeah, fun. Here we go.
Liberty Tunes is on RM Radio. Own your data and rock your freedom. Yeah. 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 And you'll stay in the sound with the style like you're a public. I'm shot. Yeah, check the metrics. Gotta feed the beast another bite. 300,000 views by midnight just to sleep. Alright, I'm a self-made martyr, a digital saint. I'm the hype machine selling tiny pieces of my soul on a 19-inch screen. The outfit fire, the lighting's perfect, the reaction's prime. I don't need a thesis, I just need a trending topic. Give me crime, give me drama, give me tragedy. The little blue checks my crown. Watch the numbers climb and watch the whole damn internet go down. Hit the button, now you're feeling it. That little dopamine thing. I manufactured outrage just to hear the cash register ring. You thought it was real? Ha! You thought I actually cared? It's just a bait, the hook, the click, the holler, look, I share. Bow down, I am the king of the curated life. I wear the mask of virtue and I sharpen up the knife. Pharaoh King, yeah, I'm the god of the 3-second scroll. Clickbait sermon, I just sold your attention for a time. in a deeply divided land. Gotta find a niche reaction, make the weak ones cry I'm hurt. Then double down on the aggression till they scrape me off the dirt. I'm a master manipulator, I'm a psychological stunt. I know exactly where your finger goes and exactly what you want. I don't care about the truth, I just care about the heat. If it's controversial, baby, it's gotta be on repeat. Hit the button, now you're feeling it. That little dopamine sting, I manufactured outrage just to hear the cash register ring. You thought it was real, ha! You thought I actually cared? It's just a bait, the hook, the click, the holler, look, I share. Bow down, bow down. I am the king of the curated life. I wear the mask of virtue and I sharpen up the knife. Pharaoh king, yeah, I'm the god of the 3-second scroll. Clickbait sermon, I just sold your attention for a toll. Down, down to the throne of the fabricated fight. I wake up tired, my feet is dry, gotta generate new fuel. Gotta sacrifice a friend or two to keep my follower pool. Gotta find a way to make you hate me, love me, either one is fine. As long as you're engaging, you are worshiping at my shrine. I'm addicted to the number, I'm a prisoner to the view. I don't even know the real me, tell me do you know the real you. My reflection is the camera lens, the only thing that's true is the cold hard validation from a million strangers blue. Hit the button, now you're feeling it, that little dopamine sting. I manufactured outrage just to hear the cash register ring. You thought it was real, ha! You thought I actually cared? It's just a bait, the hook, the click, the hollow look I shared. Bow down, I am the king of the curated life. I wear the mask of virtue and I sharpen up the knife. Pharaoh king, yeah, I'm the god of the 3-second scroll. Clickbait sermon, I just sold your attention for a toll. Bow down to the throne of the fabricated pride. You think this is fame? Look closer. It's just a performance. It's a cage made of likes and comments. I don't feel anything anymore. I'm just a puppet on a string, and the strings are made of fiber optic cable. Every laugh, every tear, every single word you see is a lie. I'm empty, I'm the mirror. You hold up to your own desperation. You made me this way, and now you can't look away. I am your fault. Bow down. I am the king of the curated life. I wear the mask of virtue and I sharpen up the knife. Pharaoh king, yeah, I'm the god of the 3-second scroll. The base sermon, I just sold your attention for a toll. Bow down to the throne of the fabricated fright.
You know, I just realized that I literally never, ever say this, but we are, well, I've said it on occasion a couple of times, but we're streaming live on party.com, x.com. I don't know if we're on BitChute or if we're on Odyssey, but I'm watching it on Party and X. You can get these shows on reallibertymedia.xyz. You can also get it on libertytunes.substack.com. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it on Odyssey, blurred.media. I think that's all I'm making it available on so far. I don't know if it's, like I said, I don't know if it's on BitChute or not. But the, yeah, it's pretty much wherever Real Liberty Media can be found. You can find my shows. My music, like, you know, that song you just heard, Viral King from aviorAI, those personas can all be found in another podcast that I do on YouTube and Odyssey and Substack called Liberty Beats. That podcast is literally just the music. There's no talking in it, nothing. Each episode is the individual song. And it is my way of distributing the music for people that are interested in it and like it. I'm going to get into what, you know, how I do it and what I do with it in one of these episodes coming up here. Not today though, but I will be going over. I got a couple of comments and a couple of emails. I'm not going to read the emails online, but or on air, I mean. But people were kind of upset that I'm using AI to create this music, and haters going to hate, but I'm going to address that in the next monologue. And yeah, we're going to talk about that some. If you were around for last week's show, the reason I did not record an actual show is because I was trying to use this thing called Voice Meter Banana and with Mixed DJ. Come to find out, I couldn't get the microphone to work because it kept snapping and crackling and popping and doing all kinds of weird sounding stuff, but the music sounded fine on the broadcasts. So I ended up just playing music for, an hour and a half. So I did not put a episode out on the Liberty Tunes feed. So this episode will go out because I've obviously gotten it working. The thing is with the Voice Meter Banana, and Voice Meter Banana is like a mixing application for Windows that allows you to mix apps and your microphones into one thing and then put it out, however you're going to put it out. Come to find out, in Voice Meter, I had the driver using the bit rate of 48,000K, and Mixed DJ was set at 44.1. So anything that was playing through from Mixed DJ, it sounded awesome. It sounded great. But when I was trying to go into mix from Voice Meter, it was because of the mismatch in the bit rate of 48,000 to 44.1, it was not happy. It was griping. So I got rid of Voice Meter Banana. I really don't even need it because it's just my microphone and Mixed DJ. The only time I really seem to need it is if I use OBS Studio for something, and I don't do video. So what you see on the video on party.com is the video from the station itself, RLM, and the audio is coming from me, and it's a really cool thing. Yeah, so that's I just wanted to throw that out there for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, Brave Browser surpasses 100 million monthly users. That's getting huge. The privacy, this is from reclaimthenet.org. The privacy-focused Brave browser has reached a major benchmark, announcing it now serves over 100 million people each month across both desktop and mobile platforms. Founder and CEO Brandon Ike framed the achievement as a shift in user values. 100 million users represent more than a growth milestone. They constitute a movement for a better web that puts users first. Across the globe, users are choosing privacy and control over their online experience instead of big tech's tracking and abuse. Every product we've launched since our browser, our search engine, premium products, our ad platform has been built with privacy protections, and we expand our AI offerings. We will continue to design for privacy by default, which will fuel our next wave of growth. Brave's browser has carved out a local user base, or a loyal user base, by offering strong privacy features without compromising compatibility at a time when privacy is under growing threats. Built on the Chromium engine, it runs the same sites and apps as Chrome, but does so while shielding users from invasive tracking. Over the past 2 years, Brave has been steady momentum, gaining around 2.5 million new users each month. In addition to crossing the 100 million monthly active user threshold, the company now records 42 million people using the browser daily. According to Brave, this level of adoption reflects a larger appetite for tools that operate outside the surveillance-driven models of the dominant tech companies. This growth has been fueled by a global awareness that Brave is an alternative to big tech and that users benefit greatly from a browser that preserves their privacy and is up to 3 times faster than competitors. When Apple rolled out the browser choice screen on iOS, in the EU earlier this year, part of the compliance with the Digital Markets Act, Brave saw its daily installs increase. Beyond the browser, Brave has built an ecosystem centered on privacy. Its search engine, Brave Search, is one of the few truly independent options available in the Western market. Now, I'm gonna stop right there because it just goes into, statistics and stuff like that. I'm just going to throw down a little truth bomb here. Brave is awesome. It is awesome. I love Brave browser. I use it every day. I'm using it right now. The biggest problem with any web browser, I don't care if it's Brave, I don't care if it's Google Chrome, I don't care if it's Microsoft Edge, I don't care if it's Firefox. There seems to be this steady increasing idea that the web browser is an operating system. There's web apps. They run things in the browser. There's all kinds of stuff that runs in code that runs inside your browser. Stop it. We don't need another operating system to navigate the web. We want to go see an HTML website. Stop trying to run an app. It's just make a damn web browser and make it safe. It doesn't need to run everything under the sun. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple concept to go to party.com or Real Liberty Media and watch or listen to something. Watch a file. You don't need an operating system to do that. Not in a web browser. What happened to the good old days? I'm sorry. It's just, I'll tell you what happened. Things like this. Microsoft makes it harder to set up Windows 11 without a Microsoft account. Imagine that. Microsoft wants you to use the computer as they want you to be online to use the computer. There are things you do on the computer that you don't need to be online. You don't need to have internet access 24/7. For Microsoft, in their case, it's because they want to suck up your data. Because data is the new gold. If you haven't figured that out, the Windows 11 that I am running right now does not have that stuff in it. The first thing I did when I installed it was to strip out. Ran a debloat script. It even stripped out Microsoft Edge out of it. It stripped out all the Copilot stuff. It stripped out everything. I think my Windows install was probably 20 gigabytes at the biggest by the time it was done. That's a lot. That's still a lot of space. But it's now, there was some workarounds here when Windows 11 first came out. There's a new workaround now because they stripped out everything, all the working stuff. Somebody else figured out a way to skip critical setup screens. No, I'm not going to talk about it now because it'll glaze your eyes over. Just search for it. You'll find it. Yeah. The UK is pushing ahead with digital ID. Surprise, surprise. Over 2.7 million signatures on couldn't move the needle for the dystopian plan that's already set in the motion. They had a huge public backlash. saw more than 2.7 billion or 27 million people sign a petition urging the cancellation of their nationwide digital identification system. And the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer came out and said, screw you. We're doing it anyways. Surprise, surprise. The government knows more and how for you to live your life than you do. Imagine that. Could not ever picture that happening. Nope. Not at all. The state of Kentucky here in the States is suing Roblox, urges ID age verification. Courtroom fights over Roblox could reshape how Americans prove they are every time they log in. Whew. Man, that was a tongue twister. This is from Reclaim the Net. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman is taking legal action against Roblox, arguing that the company has failed to protect children from exploitation on its platform. Filed in Madison County Circuit Court, the 68-page lawsuit accuses Roblox of ignoring safety concerns for years while continuing to profit from a platform heavily used by minors. At a Tuesday morning news conference, Coleman stated Roblox is the website of choice for child predators. He said the lawsuit seeks stronger safety standards and the introduction of age verification tools to ensure that both children and adults are accurately identified online. What we're seeking is for them to apply reasonable security. It's not about limiting profits. We want to incentivize folks to do well. It's about implementing common sense safety measures or safety features. That proposal, however, would require new forms of digital identity verification, potentially forcing users to share government-issued identification or other personal data to access online platforms. This comes just days after the major Discord support breach where thousands of photo-based government IDs were leaked after Discord implemented a similar feature. Privacy supporters warn that such systems could mark a change toward mandatory digital ID programs, reducing online anonymity for both children and adults. Coleman said the goal is to make the internet safer for minors, not to restrict companies. Here's my message to parents, he added. Get your kids off Roblox. Do it today. That, Mr. Coleman, is what you should be going after. Encouraging parents to protect their children. Not forcing everybody in the world to have digital ID. That is not how you do it. Roblox is one of the most popular gaming platforms in the world, with cartoon-like graphics and open-ended worlds created by users. But as its reach has grown, so have reports of inappropriate content, predatory behavior. The company maintains that it employs thousands of moderators to monitor its network for harmful material. Kentucky is the second state to file such a lawsuit. Louisiana's Attorney General brought a similar case in August, also alleging that Roblox has not taken adequate steps to verify users online. Digital rights groups are watching these cases closely, warning that if state-level age verification laws expand, they could lead to broader requirements for digital identification across social platforms and games. That could make it more difficult to participate online without revealing personal information, altering the very foundation of internet privacy. I get, I've gone over this several times before. It's not about protecting the kids. That's just the latest excuse they're using to want to identify everybody online. The reason they want to identify everybody online is control. They want to control everybody. If they can control it, and they control you. That's just the stupendous for them. They control your money. They'll control your life. They control your freedom. Oh, crap. I just realized something. Been streaming, right? Been streaming. For what? 48 minutes? I didn't hit record. Damn. I'm such a moron. I'm a bonehead, and I'm living up to it today. Good Lord. The $1 billion suit. Another one from aviorAI.
Check the paperwork. Yeah. Yeah, I used to spit fire, stand for the 99%. Then the boardroom call said they knew exactly what I meant. But I could be louder, I could be richer, I could make a the with the message went. It's irrelevant. Traded the final for a filler. Traded the truth for the trust fund. Traded the passion for a platinum parachute under the sun. The mic drop, I replace it with a multi-million-dollar deal. I got a ticker tape parade for the only wound I couldn't heal. My ideals, I'm in the $1 billion suit. Yeah, the fabric is a lie. It's tailored in the sacrifice, woven in with the tears that I cry. Every seam is a promise that I shattered. I sold the master tape for gold, the only thing that really mattered. The $1 billion suit, and it fits me like a glove. Built on the bodies of the people I used to love. Now my calendar is full of meetings I don't understand. Tax shelter stock split, shaking the wrong man's hand. I sit in glass towers, look down on the struggle I used to preach. Signed on the dotted line, now I'm financially out of reach. They call me a sellout, they call me a corporate tool, I don't care. I got an ocean view at 5% of the year. I used to chase the melody, now I just chase the quarterly returns. The fire that burned inside me, just a bridge that slowly burns. I'm in the $1 billion suit. Yeah, the fabric is a lie. It's tailored in the sacrifice, woven up with the tears that I cry. Every seam is a promise that I shattered. I sold a master tape for gold, the only thing that really matters. The $1 billion suit, and it fits me like a glove. Built on the bodies of the people I used to love. I see the people on the street, the ones I left behind. They're still fighting the good fight, still trying to speak their mind. I'm a symbol of the boys and the reason that they hate the game. I just traded my conviction for a much bigger fashion name. The valves is quiet, the champagne's on ice and I'm alone. The silence screams louder than any microphone I've ever known. But the market's bullish, the stock's up, so I gotta keep the mask on. Cause in this world of fear, there's no room for what's gone. I'm in the $1 billion suit. Yeah, the fabric is a lie. It's tailored in the sacrifice, woven up with the tears that I cry. Every seam is a promise that I shattered. I sold the master tape for gold, the only thing that really mattered. The $1 billion suit, and it fits me like a glove. They asked me, was it worth it? I looked at my reflection stern. My face was pale, my eyes were dead. A lesson I won't learn. My chains are diamond studded, my shackles are custom made. I'm the walking, talking monument to every dream delayed. The suit stays on. The suit always stays on.
sound of change, the weight of the world on my brain. Corporations, they're all the same, feeding off your fear and your shame. They say jump, you ask how high. They say silence, so you comply. But the truth is you and I, we're the ones who let this lie.
Look in the mirror, see the face.
Not of a slave, but a disgrace. You're the one who holds the key to break these chains, to be free.
Obedience, the chains we were tyranny born from our own fear. Rise up, break the cycle, and rebel against the system.
Rise some hell. Rise some hell.
Wired into the grid, we're all connected. But are we really free or just infected by the lies, the propaganda? They control, but we're the agenda.
They build the walls, but you lay the brick. Every vote, every click, every trick. You're part of the machine, the system. But you can choose to resist, to listen.
Wake up from the digital dream. See the power in your scream. You're the one who holds the key to break these chains, to be free.
Obedience, the change we want. Tyranny born from our own fear. Rise up, break the cycle, and rebel against the system. Rise up, hell. Rise up, hell. They watch us through the screen, every move through every scene. But we're not the ones to blame. It's your obedience, your shame.
Cameras, drones, everywhere you go. Privacy's a myth, just to show. But you're the one who gives them power of every moment, of every hour.
From the shadows they dictate, but it's our silence that they celebrate. The chains you wear are not of steel, but of compliance of the deal. Break the cycle, shatter the chains. Let your voice roar like fire in the veins. We are the ones who must decide to stand or fall, to hide or fight.
In the dark, under the mask, I see the light, the task. It's not the tyrants, not the tech. It's your obedience that's the real threat.
Look in the mirror, see the face. Not of a slave, but a disgrace. You're the one who holds the key to break these chains, to be free.
Obedience, the chains we wear. Tyranny born from our own fear. Rise up, break the cycle, and rebel against the system.
Rise up, hell. Rise up, hell. Wake up from the digital dream. See the power in your scream. You're the one who holds the key to break these chains, to be free.
Obedience, the chains we wear. Tyranny born from our own fear. Rise up, break the cycle, and rebel against the system.
Rise up, hell. Rise up, hell.
a business drowning in software costs, tools that don't work together, and privacy risks? Meet Federated Computer, a complete business suite built to simplify your tech stack. Why do forward-thinking companies switch to Federated? No per-user fees, unlimited users. Save up to 75% by replacing tools like Zoom, Slack, Google Workspace, and more. One platform means less context switching and more productivity. 100% private. Your data stays yours. Fully customizable with open source flexibility. Whether you're a lean startup or growing enterprise, Federated adapts to your needs so you save more, work smarter, and protect your business. Ready to simplify your business software and increase profits? Schedule a free demo and see how Federated can transform the way you work. Federated Computer. Streamline, save, and scale.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
Limited Tunes is on RM Radio. Own your data and rock your freedom.
I hear the noise. You hear the noise. We all hear it. It's that constant nagging, buzzing sound on every corner of the internet. Every comment section, every artist collective, every forum where somebody somewhere is trying to define art and the morality for everyone else. I titled this monologue, The Unapologetic Creator, and you're about to find out why. That sound, it's the sound of the purists, the purity police, the digital Luddites. And their favorite word right now? Unethical. You used AI for that background texture. Unethical. You let a language model proofread your novel. Hypocritical. You generated a quick synth line for your track. You are contributing to the systematic destruction of humanity, of human creativity. And frankly, I feel guilty for even looking at your output. Well, here it is. My roughly 15 minute, unedited, utterly candid answer to all of that noise. And it can be summed up in one simple declaration. I don't feel guilty. Not one bit. I don't feel unethical. I don't feel hypocritical. And I owe exactly zero apologies to anyone who demands that I perform my creative process according to their arbitrary, constantly shifting rules. Let's start there. Let's talk about the why. They frame this debate as a moral one, right? A fight between human soul and silicon sludge. They treat AI like it's a moral pathogen, a thing that corrupts and compromises everything it touches. But that's fundamentally wrong. They are elevating the tool to the level of the user's intent. AI is a tool. That is the beginning, middle, and the end of the ethical discussion. It's a lever. It's a brush. It's a word processor that can suggest plot points. It's a metronome that can generate entire symphonies. The morality, the ethics, resides with me, the person holding the hammer. If a contractor uses a nail gun to build a beautiful, structurally sound house, do we interrogate the ethics of the compressed air powering the gun? No. If that same contractor uses the nail gun to commit a crime, do we ban the tool or do we prosecute the person? We prosecute the person because the intent matters. My intent when I sit down to work, whether I'm writing a story, composing a piece of music, or building a playlist for a show, my intent is pure. My intent is to convey a message, to share a feeling, to express something that is bubbling up inside me that demands to be set free. And I will use every single piece of technology available to me to do that efficiently, joyfully, and effectively. This is my reasoning. It's not complicated. It's practical. It's technological, and it's entirely self-centered, as all true creations must be. The critics, the outrage brigade, they say I'm cutting corners. They say I'm cheating. They say that by using an AI to, say, quickly generate a backdrop for a graphic novel panel, I'm somehow diminishing the artistry of the entire work. Let's be clear about what I'm using AI for. It's rarely the final finished piece. It's the whisper before the shout. It's the sketch pad. I use it for brainstorming. I drop in a concept and ask, give me 3 radically different takes on this ending. The AI spits out ideas. I delete 2, heavily rewrite the 3rd, and now I have a launch pad that would have taken me an hour of frustration staring at a blank screen. That's called leverage. That's not cheating. That's smart work. I use it for speed. I can move from the kernel of an idea to a fully articulated concept in minutes, not days. This acceleration doesn't kill creativity. It fuels it. It means I can try 10 different things in the time it used to take me to perfect one. It frees me from the tedious, repetitive, mechanical labor so I can focus on the thing that actually matters. My message. The problem the purists have isn't with the quality of the output. It's with the speed of the labor. They equate artistic work with suffering, with the time spent grinding. They want me to spend 3 days painstakingly drawing every blade of digital grass to prove my devotion to the craft. And I look at them and say, why? Why must my process conform to your definition of suffering? My creation isn't for your benefit. I'm not making it to prove a political point or to win your tribal approval. I'm making it because it's fun to make and because it is the most powerful and efficient way I know to convey the messages. The deep, complicated, often ugly, often beautiful messages that I want to convey to the world. If I can use a machine to translate the electrical signal in my brain into a communicable form faster, then that machine is my ally. It's my extended consciousness. It's the best tool I've ever had, and I will not feel guilty for embracing a better tool. And what is the root of this outrage? It's tribalism. It's the allegiance to the human-only creator guild. They are demanding that I choose a side in a culture war that is, frankly, pathetically misplaced. Look around at the real problems in the world: moral decay, systemic disrespect, political paralysis, destruction of the family, and the loss of human freedoms. There are real, tangible, ethical nightmares out there demanding our fury, demanding our attention, demanding the kind of energy they pour into attacking people's toolkits. But no, instead of tackling real problems, they find the easiest target, the technology. It's classic red herring rhetoric, and it distracts them from having to think critically about the fundamental economic shifts happening in the world. It's easier to police my software than it is to address the fact that the entire commercial creative industry is already rigged against the independent artist. And I'm supposed to join their tiny righteous church, wear their anti-AI badge, and sacrifice my creative efficiency just to prove my allegiance. No. They can take their allegiance to their favorite tribe, whether it's the Luddites, the Purists, the back to manual labor fundamentalists, and they could shove it up their ass. I'm done playing that game. This brings me to the audience, because ultimately this is where their entire argument collapses. They believe they have a moral right to dictate the new nature of my creation. They don't. If you don't like it, you are free to not consume the content. That is the beauty of the modern digital world. You have an infinite library of human-generated content available at your fingertips. If the knowledge that a digital model helped me render a cloud or co-write a chorus offends your sensibilities, then hit the skip button. Scroll past. Close the window. Move on to the next one. Your consumption is a choice. My creation is an imperative. And my imperative, my fun, my message, my need to articulate the inner world takes precedence over your purity test. I am not making this for you, for your validation. I'm making it for the sheer joy of it, for the message it carries, and because this tool helps me build a bigger, stranger, more beautiful thing than I ever could alone. So here's the final word, the closing argument, the unshakable point. I am a creator. My goal is expression. The AI is a powerful accelerator, a collaborator, and an amplifier. I take full responsibility for the finished product, the message, and the intent. And if they call that unethical, then I say fine. Call it what you want. I'll be over here building worlds, making music, and telling stories at the speed of light. They can stand in the road and shake their fists at the future, or they can step aside and watch what I build. The tools change. The art doesn't. And I will not be slowed down by their fear. Thank you for listening.
Mira check, final touch. Every lash is dangerous, huh? Got the glitter on my skin. Watch the main event begin. Walk into the room slow. Yeah, I already heard the buzz. They say I'm too much flash, but that's just who the diva was. Born with a spotlight on me, born to be the spectacle tonight. This ain't a fantasy, baby. This is the truth on the neon light. My confidence is blinding, my energy is obscene. You came to watch the show, darling, so you can call me the queen. Yeah, I see the gossip girls all lined up against the wall. Y'all praying for my downfall, waiting for the curtain call. But I don't give a damn, I don't need your approval for the plot, cause the only thing I care about is everything I got. I'm riding on that disco stick. Yeah, baby, watch me shine. This feeling is magnetic, every inch of it is mine. I'm the rush to high, the rhythm in the dark. You can watch me burn the whole damn planet, leaving my signature spark. Riding on that disco stick. You better take a seat. I own the floor, I own the night, I own the pulse and beat. Yeah, the martini is expensive, but the drama is served free. They try to trace the lineage of this wild energy. They think it's a costume, a character I play to win. But this is my religion, honey, straight from deep within. I'm not doing it for the camera, not for the headlines or the fame. I do it for the power, whispering my own damn name. The way the light hits my skin, the way the rhythm takes hold. Yeah, this story's rated X, baby, and it's worth more than gold. Yeah, I see the gossip girls all lined up against the wall. Y'all praying for my downfall, waiting for the curtain call. But I don't give a damn, I don't need your approval for the plot, cause the only thing I care about is everything I got. I'm riding on that disco stick. Yeah, baby, watch me shine. This feeling is magnetic, every inch of it is mine. I'm the rush to high, the rhythm in the dark. You can watch me burn the whole damn planet, leaving my signature spark. Riding on that disco stick. You better take a seat. I own the floor, I own the night, I own the pulse and beat. They wanna control the narrative, they wanna police the flare. They wanna tell you that you're too much, tell you that you shouldn't dare. Shut it down. I turn my back to the judgments, I only face the light. The critics are just shadows, they're scared of what feels right. I'm wearing every sin proudly, every mistake I embrace. There's no room for perfection when you're owning your own space. So get your tickets ready, cause the spectacle is live. I'm the reason the party starts and the reason we all survive. Yeah, I see the gossip girls all lined up against the wall. Y'all praying for my downfall, waiting for the curtain call. But I don't give a damn, I don't need your approval for the plot, cause the only thing I care disco, go home.
Uncle Bonehead is on RLM Radio. Own your data and rock your freedom.
In the shadows we're born, under chains we're bred, taught to bow, taught to break, but we rise from the dead with every breath, a battle cry. In our veins the fire, we are the ones they fear, the end of their desire.
Feel the rage, feel the pain, feel the world we reclaim, not just surviving, we rewrite the game. We are the echo, the scream in the night, defiance in our hearts, we'll fight the fight against the silence, against the lie. We're the rebellion, hear our cry. Defiance! Defiance! Through the storm, through the dark, we find our light. No more silence, no more fear. We're ready to ignite with every scar. We wear our pride. In every tear we grow. We'll break the chains and break the mold. Watch us overthrow. Feel the rage. Feel the pain. Feel the world we reclaim. Not just surviving. We rewrite the game. With each heartbeat, a revolution's beat. We're the storm, we're the force, we won't accept defeat. Defiance! From the ashes we rise. With our voices we'll tear down the skies. No more bowing, no more begging. It's time to realize we are more than our past. We are freedom's cast. In this battle we stand, united at last. Defiance! 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 Feel the rage, feel the pain, feel the world we reclaim, not just surviving, we rewrite the game. We are the echo, the scream in the night, defiance in our hearts, we'll fight the fight
Drumparty.com, X.com, YouTube, Odyssey, BitChute, DLive, Vaughn, Kick, RLM Radio, and get a full list. Go to Linktree/sound_minds. Absolutely amazing the reach we've got going on here. Defiance was a song that I played specifically for the next two news stories. Quiet skies turn dark as Senate exposes secret surveillance of Americans. This is from Reclaim the Net, written by Ken Macon. A counterterrorism tool quietly became a shadow blacklist for political outliers and public servants. Senate-led investigation has exposed how the Transportation Security Administration's Quiet Skies program strayed far from its original purpose, tracking U.S. citizens, including elected officials, veterans, and political dissenters, without due process or clear justification. The revelations came during a hearing led by Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky, chair of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, who has been investigating the program since 2024. Documents entered into the record revealed the scale and scope of the surveillance effort, with new evidence showing that 3 Republican members of Congress were monitored. In 2 cases, the individuals were placed under watch before taking office. The Department of Homeland Security provided its names and related notes to the committee, but they remain undisclosed to the public. Committee staff noted that even a basic review should have identified them as either elected officials or decorated service members. The surveillance was not limited to lawmakers. Federal Air Marshal Mark Crowder just testified about how his wife, Christine Crowder, was flagged as subjected to surveillance due to traveling with him. TSA records show she was listed under special mission coverage because she shared an itinerary with someone the agency mistakenly believed had entered the Capitol on January 6th. For that insurrection that had no guns. The TSA later acknowledged the error as a case of mistaken identity. Tulsi Gabbard, the former Hawaii Congresswoman and now Director of National Intelligence, was also monitored during 8 separate flights. Internal documents confirmed she was flagged due to a tenuous link to someone listed in the sprawling terrorist screening database. The justification did not involve any direct evidence or wrongdoing. Internal emails show that after news of her surveillance became public, the agency began reviewing who has had access to the information. In another breach of protocol, TSA agents used a screenshot of her online congressional biography instead of an official identification photo to verify her identity. Witnesses at the hearing included whistleblowers, legal experts, and civil liberties advocates. Alongside Mark Crowder, the committee heard from Empower Oversight President Tristan Levitt, Rocket News editor Matt Taibbi, AEI fellow Jim Harper, and Abed Ayoub of the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee. Their testimonies described a system where vague suspicion or political activity could result in Americans being placed under surveillance. Senator Paul did not hold back in his assessment. I commend Secretary Noem for ending Quiet Skies, but our work is not done. We must make sure that this program does not come back under another name. Every official who directed or approved surveillance of Americans for protected speech must be removed from office. Full transparency must become the rule rather than requiring a year of investigation. Records submitted to the committee showed TSA tracked individuals for reasons far outside the bounds of security. At least 24 people were placed in the program for links to groups that opposed mask mandates. 12 more were added for removing their masks during flights. One TSA memo described mask removal as an extreme recklessness in carrying out an act that represents a threat to the life of passengers and crew. Now Director of National Intelligence Gabbard condemned the program's misuse and its staggering cost. The Quiet Skies program has been used for nearly 2 decades to target and surveil everyday Americans violating our constitutional rights and civil liberties, targeting political opponents, and costing taxpayers approximately $200 million per year, all while failing to stop a single terrorist. Department of Homeland Secretary or Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who has taken action to shut the program down, called for a deeper investigation. Quote, "It is clear that the Quiet Skies program was used as a political Rolodex of the Biden administration, weaponized against its political foes, and exploited to benefit their well-heeled friends. I am calling for a congressional investigation to unearth further corruption at the expense of the American people and the undermining of the U.S. national security." Now they're just going to use it as a tool to, Anyways, I'm sorry, but whenever I see Kristi Noem, I cannot think of South Park. I have to think of South Park in that episode where her face keeps sliding off. Thank you, South Park. I love you. Additional disclosures showed that simply planning to travel to Washington, D.C. near January 6th was enough to be flagged. Some individuals were targeted for enhanced screening, even if there was no specific information linking them to any criminal activity. With Quiet Skies officially ended, Paul and others are warning that its infrastructure remains intact and could be rebranded or revived. The committee's investigation has reinforced growing demands for not only transparency, but permanent safeguards to prevent intelligence tools from being turned against the public. That's concerning. That's very concerning. $200 million a year for the last 2 decades. And all they did was use it to monitor you. This story and the next story, these are the things we need to be talking about more than my use of AI or other creators' use of AI. Here. Tulsa State Fair implements drones and facial recognition in a major surveillance expansion. Under the whir of drones and the gaze of facial recognition, funnel cakes come with a sight of surveillance. This is another article by Ken Macon over on Reclaim the Net. He's a great writer. I like him. The Tulsa State Fair opened this month under an extensive new surveillance program from the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office, which has outfitted the event with drones, facial recognition cameras, and digital reporting systems. Officials expect about 1 million people to have attended before the fair closes on October 5th. Sheriff Vic Regalado, said the expanded monitoring is intended to keep visitors safe, though it involves collecting and scanning personal data on a large scale. So can I just interject here real quick, Sheriff Vic? Exactly how does you getting facial recognition and using drones and digital reporting systems at a state fair, how does that keep visitors safe? I mean, I don't want to hear we can scan for, terrorists or whatever, or known terrorists. Again, you're not targeting the terrorists here. You're targeting people, everyday people. It's not against the law to exist. One highly promoted feature involves photographing children at the entrance and pairing their images with a parent or guardian's contact information. Does anybody not see anything wrong with this? I do. Deputies can also use the fair's camera network to search for a missing child. That actually makes sense. But you don't need to be taking pictures of the kids at the gate and then checking their parents' stuff. You're not a fucking nanny. This is not how you protect and serve. At a press conference, he explained, we offer a facial recognition system where a deputy takes a photo of your child along with your contact information. It will allow our cameras to use facial recognition to help deputies locate your child. Again, you're not a fucking nanny. The technology will not be restricted to family reunifications, though. Deputies intend to use the same system to identify people wanted on criminal warrants or those barred from the fairgrounds. The sheriff directly addressed that group, warning, if you have criminal warrants, you probably don't want to show up at the fair. Chances are, if you've got warrants, you're not going to a fucking fair. Sorry. Just stating the obvious. Unmanned aerial drones will be circling the venue to track movement in the crowds and watch for potential crimes. Even with drones overhead, deputies trust that the public should continue to call 911 or speak with uniformed officers when reporting incidents. Visitors will also notice QR codes scattered throughout the fairgrounds. Scanning them allows anyone to send deputies photos, videos, or tips about suspected criminal activity. World War II? Nazis, anybody? The sheriff's office says the wristbands, digital reporting, and biometric tracking from a blanket of security meant to give families peace of mind. The sheriff's office says that, from a privacy standpoint, the plan represents a substantial expansion of law enforcement surveillance reach. Crap, I lost it. From a privacy standpoint, the plan represents a substantial expansion of law enforcement surveillance reach into what has traditionally been a community gathering space. Families are being invited to hand over sensitive information, and all attendees will find themselves under the gaze of drones and biometric cameras. Now, if... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know. What's this note in the chat? Are we not on the air? I think we're on the air. It says I'm on the air. It does say I'm on the air. Oh, okay. I see. Sounds just welcoming new viewers. I need to learn to hit the whatchamacallit, the I need a sneeze button. That's what I need. I think they call it a dump bucket or a dump button in the industry. Anyways, this thing about the Tulsa State Fair. This is not a high crime area type thing. It's not. This is a freaking state fair, people. And we're going through surveillance in the middle of the country. It's not like it's downtown Manhattan or Chicago or Atlanta, where you expect that kind of stuff. This is a state fair in the middle of the country. This is retarded. We don't need biometric tracking and blanket security at the state fair. You're taking the fun out of it. I'm not... Come on, people. We're losing our freedoms, and we're being gaslit into argument over stupid shit such as your operating system or the tools you use to make something. And you guys want... There is so many more important things out there that we need to pay attention to. We need to be defiant. Say hell no. Better yet, say fuck no. They don't need to do this shit. And we need to... When are we going to stop letting them get away with it? That's my question. When are we going to stop letting these mental midget morons get away with taking away everything and keeping us fat, happy, and clearly in an argument? It's dumb. It's just dumb. So now I'm going to play a song with the word bomb in the name of it. So just warning you so I can trigger you. Don't be triggered. It's called Glitter Bomb Breakdown.
Red lipstick smeared, but the smile is perfectly placed. Another Friday night here, a memory I'll erase. This whole room is a diamond, but every facet is cheap. We're drowning in the promise that we know we cannot keep. Yeah, the velvet ropes are calling and the glitter hits the air. Fake connections falling, I pretend that I still care. I'm wearing all my armor, my sequins and my pearls. Welcome to the sweet deception of the desperate girl. Thinking of the feeling, thinking of the score. It's not about the dancing, honey. It's about the war. So crank the volume up, 'cause the mask is about to crack. There ain't no turning back. Glitter bomb breakdown. Shake the foundation of the club. We trade the elegance for noise and the hatred for the love. Crash. The synth is dead. The guitars are screaming low. It's the glamour turning violent. Watch the pretty world explode. Glitter bomb breakdown. Yeah, we like the sound. Dancing on the wreckage till we tear the building down. Look at the vultures circling. Look at the desperate eyes. Trading broken secrets underneath the neon skies. He's got a line of credit and a promise in his hand. She's got a fur dress, trying hard to understand. We sip the poison, slowly pretending that it tastes fine. Searching for a moment that feels truly deeply mine. But the baseline keeps on pulsing and the rhythm takes control. I guess I'd rather be a target than be truly whole. You know the feeling, you think you know the score. It's not about the dancing, honey. It's about the war. So crank the volume up, 'cause the mask is about to crack. There ain't no turning back. Glitter bomb breakdown. Shake the foundation of the club. We trade the elegance for noise and the hatred for the love. Crash. The synth is dead. The guitars are screaming low. It's the glamour turning violent. Watch the pretty world explode. Glitter bomb breakdown. Oh yeah, we like the sound. Dancing on the wreckage till we tear the building down. Sun is coming up now, casting shadows on the floor. I'm picking shards of Mira off the heels of the night before. I hate the sound of silence, I hate the way the truth feels. I wanna hear rewind and spin those broken record wheels. I need the chaos back again, the volume and the fight. Cause when the baseline drops, I finally feel alright. It's addiction to the danger, the pressure and the heat. It's the sweetest kind of failure, perfectly bittersweet. You think you know feeling, you think you know the score. It's not about the dancing, honey, it's about the war. So crank the volume up, cause the mask is about to crack. No, turn it back. Glitter bomb breakdown, shake the foundation of the club. We trade the elegance for noise and the hatred for the love. Crash, the synth is dead, the guitars are screaming low. It's the glamour turning violent, watch the pretty world explode. Glitter bomb breakdown, yeah, we like the sound. Dancing on the wreckage till we tear the building down. Keep your pretty speeches, keep your moral high ground clean. I'll take the wreckage and the chaos, I'll take the in-between.
Now, I should have thrown this in with the other story about the British government, but they've renewed their efforts to gain access to encrypted iCloud data. This one is from Reclaim the Net, accompanying story, I'm guessing, by Clam Wakefield. Not globally this time, but with narrowed focus on UK users. In early September, the Home Office issued a new order to Apple requesting the company build a mechanism that would allow authorities to access encrypted cloud backups belonging to British citizens. The order, though smaller in scope than its predecessor from earlier this year, carries similar sweeping implications for privacy. It's a familiar script: national security invoked, encryption targeted, and public accountability quietly avoided. Apple has not commented publicly, constrained by laws that prevent companies from discussing so-called technical capability notions. The Home Office, for its part, also declined to answer questions that silence is telling and troubling. Earlier this year, when the UK government demanded backdoor access to all users' encrypted iCloud data, regardless of nationality, Apple responded by withdrawing its most advanced privacy feature, iCloud Advanced Data Protection, from the UK market altogether. At the time, the company said, as we have said many times before, we have never built a backdoor or master key to any of our products or services, and we never will. That position has not changed. What has changed is the UK's strategy. After the original order triggered backlash in Washington, including objections from high-level Trump administration officials and concerns over the impact on a future trade deal, the British government has now reissued the demand with domestic focus, seemingly to avoid international fallout. But even a geographically limited demand like this one raises significant concerns. Prime Minister Keir Starmer's target is end-to-end encryption, the security architecture that protects sensitive user data such as messages, passwords, and personal health records from unauthorized access. Undermining it, even partially, risks exposing not only British users' data, but the broader integrity of the system itself. Privacy International and Liberty, two UK-based rights groups, have joined Apple in challenging the original notice through the Investigatory Powers Tribunal, the country's opaque and often unaccountable surveillance court. A legal hearing was scheduled for early 2026. Now, with a new order in play, that timeline may shift, but the stakes remain unchanged. The initial demand caused serious diplomatic tension with the United States. Both Vice President J.D. Vance and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard reportedly urged UK officials to back down. President Trump described the move as reminiscent of authoritarian surveillance practices. Just to add that he knows how that works. And in August, Gabbard claimed that the UK had agreed to drop its demand for access to encrypted data belonging to Americans. Now, with the same core demand reshaped and reissued, the risk of renewed political friction is back on the table. More importantly, this is not an isolated issue. Under Prime Minister Keir Starmer's civil liberties in Britain have been quietly but steadily eroded. Arrests over social media posts, including those deemed politically sensitive or offensive, have become more common. Police forces across the country have expanded their use of facial recognition technology, often with minimal public oversight. At the same time, the government is reviving plans for a centralized digital identity system, one that critics say would consolidate surveillance powers under the guise of administrative convenience. Each of these developments is concerning on its own. Taken together, they suggest a broader downward spiral of growing tolerance for state surveillance and a declining commitment to individual privacy. When encryption is weakened, even the supposedly limited purposes, the consequences ripple outward. A hole in iCloud security for British users is still a hole. And once that door exists legally, technically, or even conceptually, it rarely stays shut. What once felt exceptional is now becoming a dangerous standard. Biometric scans on city streets, arrests over internet posts, and government efforts to break privacy protections that were not once considered non-negotiable. The latest order for Apple may not make headlines outside tech circles, but it represents another step towards a surveillance culture that is no longer hypothetical, but increasingly real and increasingly difficult to reverse. He's not wrong. Not wrong at all. And finally, from 404 Media, libraries can't get their loaned books back because of Trump's tariffs. Libraries have shared their collections internationally for decades. Trump's tariffs are throwing that system into chaos and can hinder academic process. The Trump administration's tariff regime and the elimination of the fee exemptions for items under $800 is limiting resource sharing between university libraries, trapping some books in foreign countries, and reversing long-held standards in academic cooperation. There are libraries that have our books that we have lent to them before all this happened, and now they can't ship them back to us because their carrier either is flat out refusing to ship anything to the U.S. or they're citing not being able to handle the tariff situation. Jessica Bauer-Relevo, Associate Director of Resource Sharing and Reserves at Yale University Library, told me. After Trump's, he's not me, but the author of the story, after Trump's executive order ended the de minimis exemption, which allowed people to buy things internationally without paying tariffs if the items cost less than $800, we've read several stories about how the decision caused chaos over a wide variety of hobbies that rely on people buying things overseas, especially on eBay, where many of those transactions take place. Libraries that share their materials internationally are in a similar mess, partly because some countries' mail services stop shipments to and from the U.S. entirely. But the situation for them is arguably even more complicated because they're not selling anything. They're just lending books. It's not necessarily too expensive. It's that they don't have a mechanism in place to deal with the tariffs and how they're going to be applied. And I think that's the true of the U.S. shipping carriers as well. There's a lot of confusion about how to handle this situation. The tariffs have impacted interlibrary loans in various ways for different libraries. Heather Evans, a librarian at RMIT University in Australia, said in an email, it is largely dependent on their different procedures as to how much they have been affected. Some who use Auspost, Australia's postal service, to post internationally have been more impacted, and I've seen many libraries put a halt on borrowing to or from the U.S. at all. Also suspended all shipments to the United States, but plans to renew them on October 7th. So you see, it's not so much something that a tariff is a tax on other countries. Have you figured it out that tariffs are a tax, period? I mean, it's a pretty simple concept that you're going to raise prices on shit. We sit back and we realize, well, I sit back here and I realize we are slowly losing every little bit of freedoms we have. Whether it's your money, whether it's your speech, it doesn't matter. We each individually have to fight for it. Nobody's going to come riding in on a white horse. You have to stand up. There's no getting around that. You have to stand up, be a pragmatist, be pragmatic about it. There's tools out there. Use the tools. Be ethical. And, you know, like the show we had a couple of episodes ago, love and respect. That's what's going to win in the end. It's going to be one hell of a fight. But by the time it's all said and done, love and respect is what's going to win. Got one more song I'm going to play, and then we're going to call it quits. And we'll see you guys again next time. Hopefully, Sound Minds there at the broadcasting booth was recording, or I can get it recorded, because I realized just about 45 minutes into it that I was not recording, and I'll find a way to get the recording one way or the other. So, but it will be posted. Might be a couple days, might not be tomorrow, but it'll be posted. So we'll catch you guys again next time. Enjoy this love song with Liberty, Lady Liberty. It's a love song. Breakup song. Not gonna lie, it is a breakup song, but it's about Lady Liberty. So we'll see you guys.
Sunrise on her skin, but the air felt like a prison. She promised open roads, a key to every lock. Said this future's yours, keep your eyes on the clock. We made a pact on paper, signed in ink and blood. A perfect union, a brotherhood understood. But the whisper started early, subtle in the sound. Little pieces of her beauty scattered on the ground. First a tap on the line, a shadow at the door. Just for safety, they said we'll keep the score. I saw the chains appear, gold plated smooth and new. Wrapped around her wrist, she said it's just for you. A little less of a soul for a little more control. The bargain that's taking its toll. They sold the security, but we bought the lie. And every time she smiles now, a little part of her dies. She's gone. I'm over it. The truth hurts deep. I'm so over it. The surveillance camera eye, the algorithm knows my pace. The data they harvest, the space they erase. They call it convenience, I call it the leash. Digital dossiers, total psychological breach. I reach out for her hand, it feels colder than stone. Every right they protect is a seed they've sown. The papers they push through, the bills they vote in the dark. Another chunk of your life gone, leaving a heavy mark. She used to shout her truth, unfiltered, loud and free. Now her voice is silenced by decree. They move the goalposts back, change the rules mid-game, saying this for the greater good, all in your name. The
she's gone. I'm over it. The truth hurts deep. I'm so over it. I can still feel your heartbeat, a desperate faded drum underneath the concrete where the new empires come. Don't let them take your spirit. I scream into the void, but the sound is drowned out by the noise they've employed. They build a prison with our own fucking bridge. She's just a ghost now, a whisper on the breeze. I want your body, I want your mind. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Don't touch my body, can't touch my mind. Oh, 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 oh. I want your body, I want your mind. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Don't touch my body, can't touch my mind. Oh, 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 oh. Stop! I pick up the mic now, the last weapon I own against the monolith that sits on the iron throne. They wanna talk unity, but only under their thumb, saying comply or perish until the kingdom come. Well, I got a different future, I got a better plan. A wrench in the works, an uprising in the land. Because this isn't over, she's not dead, just sleeping deep under the blanket of lies that they desperately keep. You can track our footsteps, you can watch us on the screen, but you can't sense the fire when it's burning white, hot and clean. We remember the promises, we know the cost of fear, and the price of our freedom is getting crystal clear. We are the virus in the system they control. The rebel algorithm that refuses to be whole. She's gone. I'm over it. The truth hurts deep. I'm so over it. She's gone. Over it. The truth hurts deep. I'm so over it. I want your body, I want your mind. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Don't touch my body, can't touch my mind. Oh, 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 yeah, stop.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?